Una Haginisiga. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today is episode 1 of my 5-day series of overcoming your fears. Today, we're going to talk about how to overcome the fear of being alone. If you have gone through that feeling or you felt being alone, we tend to have these fears so it never happens again. We try to put ourselves in situations where we don't experience this again or we don't feel like we will be supported or rejected. And if you have gone through anything that's caused you to feel this way, then you're going to end up having this feeling of being alone constantly throughout your life. I've experienced this myself. I've dealt with depression, and my depression made me feel alone and vulnerable and insecure. And if you felt this way, then you know that you will do anything you can in your life to create it so it never happens again. Sometimes you'll feel alone even when you're in with a group of people, or you'll feel alone even when you're in a relationship. Sometimes that means there's other lying causes causing you to feel alone. On my journey of healing, I had to deal with this a lot. And sometimes it meant feeling uncomfortable and being vulnerable just to myself and releasing that fear of being alone and reassuring myself, it's okay. You're going to get through this. In my journey, there was times where I felt alone because I felt like no one would understand or no one would hear me. And feeling alone was my way of trying to cope with that situation. We're trying to overcome a trauma, but we're triggering a fear. And so, if you do the healing work and if you release what's called a heart wall, you're going to end up feeling love and support from the people around you. When I released a heart wall from myself, I started receiving love. I started believing that I deserved it, and I was no longer and like building a barrier between me and my friends or family or even like a relationship. I was able to let that go, and that fear of being alone never kept creeping in on me. So, a heart wall, if you don't know what this is part of the emotion code, which focuses on releasing those trapped energies in the bodies that have been suppressed during traumatic events and stressful situations. So, a heart wall is your defense mechanism. Sometimes, we go through trauma and you get hurt or you have heartache. What happens is we build that barrier. We say, I never want to feel like this again. I'm going to do everything in my power so I don't feel that way. But what we do is we block it out. So we're no longer receiving even positive love or support. We've already rejected all types of love and support. And this is the number one thing that I've found as being a body and emotion code practitioner is the fear of being alone is coming from those suppressed traumas. And once you start releasing and healing, you'll be able to open up yourself more. You're not feeling vulnerable, and these thoughts and ideas that, oh, I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. Well, those are going to disappear, and you're going to feel lighter, and you're going to have clarity, and you're going to be able to recognize those positive relationships that you're rejecting. So one of the things that I would recommend is releasing your heart walls, releasing trapped emotions, causing you to feel alone. Um, Meditate and think about what your triggers are. What is it that causes you to feel alone? Is it when you're fighting in your relationship? Is it when you're just sitting there by yourself? And ask why it's not safe to be alone. For me, feeling unsafe being alone or feeling the fear of being alone was because I didn't feel supported, or I didn't feel that I was able to accept being alone. We learn how to be busy and keep doing things so we distract ourselves from looking at our traumas. So what helps is finding out what is your triggers, what is causing you to feel that you are alone. Is it that you're actually alone, or is there an underlying thing causing you to feel that way? And then another thing is asking yourself, how much do I love me? Is it that I'm rejecting myself, so I'm causing myself to feel alone? Or is it because I don't really respect and love myself? You know, sometimes in relationships, we tend to project our emotions and our feelings because we aren't loving ourselves and because we don't have that positive support to ourselves. So we're looking for other people to fill that void. And so, what I had to do in my own journey was I had to really work on loving myself. If I didn't love myself, I would push other people away. I would cause this tension where it felt like I was pushing others in a direction that I didn't want the relationship to go, or I was really depending on them. So there was kind of this weird like contradiction in what I really wanted. So we have to reflect on ourselves and start from there and love yourself because you are worthy, you deserve it, but you're not going to be able to accept others' love unless you work on yourself and how you see yourself. So I hope you learned something from this video. Comment below how you are working on yourself and loving yourself. What do you do to show yourself love and support? And I'm excited to share tomorrow's video with you, so make sure to tune in and have a great rest of your evening.